Hi kids, I'm Miss Melissa and I'm here at the Detroit Public Library. And for Financial Wellness Month, I'm going to read to you a book called Owl and Otter in the Big Yard Sale. And you can pick up your free copy at any branch. So Owl and Otter in the Big Yard Sale. We're going to learn about addition and counting money. Owl and Otter hadn't slept at all. They were so excited because the day of the big yard sale was finally here. Owl was going to run the cookie stand with the help of her friends, Moose and Bear. They had been busy making yummy giant cookies all week. Otter was in charge of the lemonade stand, helped by his buddies Groundhog and Woodpecker. They had been pouring their delicious homemade lemonade into bottles all week. The cookie stand and the lemonade stand were right next to each other at the big yard sale. Soon the sale began and customers arrived. They loved the sweet treats and started to buy lots of them. Each cookie cost $1. What a bargain! But when a customer asked for 4 cookies, Moose and Bear couldn't figure out what the customer needed to pay. It was a lot of cookies, but how much did they cost altogether? Luckily, Owl stepped in to explain addition to them. If 1 cookie costs $1, then 2 cookies will be $2, 3 cookies will be $3, and 4 cookies will be $4. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cookies, $4, she said as she counted out the 4 cookies. Adding was fun once they all got the hang of it. If they got confused, wise old Owl said, "Be careful when you count and you'll get the right amount." Addition wasn't so hard. All it meant was adding up numbers to reach a total. Over at the lemonade stand, a bottle of lemonade was priced at $1. What a good deal. A thirsty customer asked for 5 bottles of lemonade. Otter wiggled 5 webbed toes on his foot. Now, imagine each of my toes is $1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all the toes on my foot. 5 bottles, 5 toes, $5. He turned to the customer and smiled. $5, please. Groundhog and Woodpecker thought this was a great idea. They started adding up on Otter's toes just to make sure their math was correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As the day went on, business was booming and eager customers were waiting to pay. Both stands were now so busy that the friends started rushing. That's when things began to go wrong. With so many numbers to add up, the animals got confused and mixed up their counting. Moose even started counting backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. "You're not launching a rocket, Moose," Owl exclaimed. "You're counting cookies." Then things went from bad to worse. As Moose and Bear squeezed past each other to serve customers, they knocked over 2 cookie jars. Crash, bang, wallop. The jars tumbled to the ground and broke into pieces. The cookies became a pile of crumbs. Things were no better at the lemonade stand. In his rush to sell lemonade, Woodpecker's beak knocked against a bottle and it fell off the table. Smash! Lemonade poured out and formed a puddle on the ground. Owl and Otter realized that both stands were in trouble. There was still huge demand from hungry and thirsty customers, but the supplies of lemonade and cookies were now all over the ground. Customers raised their eyebrows and turned away. Owl flew over to talk to Otter, and the pair tried to figure out what to do. Moose, Bear, Woodpecker, and Groundhog waited to hear the outcome. Soon, Owl and Otter were ready to tell them. Owl began. "The problem here is rushing to do the job. If we rush, things can end up taking longer to get done. Instead of serving customers, now we have to clean up a big mess. Let's take our time and we'll be fine." They all nodded in agreement. Owl was certainly a wise old friend to have. Otter continued, "We're still learning how to add, and it's tricky because we have so many customers. If we work as a team, we can count together. Don't panic, count slowly, and don't forget my toes are here to help." He held up both feet to remind them. They started counting out loud together to make sure they were all doing it correctly. "The cleanup operation starts here," said Owl eagerly. Everyone got busy. Some swept and some scrubbed, others washed and wiped. Halfway through, Otter turned to Owl. waved his paw at the cookie crumbs and said, "I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles." Owl nodded and waved her feathery wing at the sticky lemonade by Otter's feet. "I guess when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade." They burst out laughing. There was always a way to fix things and make a bad situation better. They decided to join the two stands. Moose and Bear used their strength to push the tables together and make one giant stand selling lemonade and cookies. Woodpecker flew home to get more lemonade, while Owl grabbed more cookies. Groundhog put everything in neat rows for the customers. "Great teamwork, everyone," said Owl. Then Otter called out, "We're back in business. Get your lemonade and cookies here." Lots of customers wanted lemonade and cookies. "That's $1 for a lemonade and $1 for a cookie," said Owl. 1 + 1 = 2. $2, please. All the animals were enjoying adding up now. They worked hard to sell treats, do the math, and collect money. Everything ran smoothly and easily. By helping one another and counting carefully, they earned a lot of money. They realized they couldn't have done it without one another. At the end of the big yard sale, they collapsed into a tired heap. Owl and Otter counted all the money they had earned. "Wow," said Owl, "a small fortune." "Unbelievable," said Otter. We did so well, but what should we do with it all?" Owl explained, "We'll open a savings account." "What is that?" Otter asked. "It's a special account at your local credit union or bank where money is safely stored and saved to be used later. Then you can buy something you want, like a new game or tickets to a theme park or a show. You might also need money for an emergency. If we save enough," Owl continued, "maybe one day we can open a real store that sells cookies, lemonade, and other treats." Yum! Everyone agreed that this sounded like a very wise decision. The friends learned so much that day, from counting, earning, and saving money to running their own business. But the most valuable thing that they learned was to help one another and work together as a team. After all, what really counted was their friendship. The end. And here is some great tips about money, addition, piggy bank, savings account, supply, demand, and teamwork. The end.